would like to show you this beautiful cup, which I have received as a gift. And it represents a metaphor that I'm sure some of you might be familiar with, which is this idea that when something is broken, it can be mended and being put together. With every metaphor, we have to think, well, does it only sound nice, or does it actually represent how things really work? Because some things just sound nice, but in reality, it's very different. And for more than a decade of trauma work, I can say that yes, this is really how it works. Many people say that there was a moment in their life where they broke, or something happened to them that broke them. So this word of breaking or being broken is something that is commonly used. Some people are fortunate enough to go through the process of healing that brokenness, and then the cup comes back into play. Because so many people think, okay, but who am I now? We will never know who we would have become if certain things wouldn't have happened to us. We will never absolutely know that, but we can try to come as close to that as possible by healing the wounds. And the result will still be different than who we would have become if these things would not have happened to us. And now the idea in the metaphor is to say, well, there is something beautiful, there is something special in being different. If you have survived trauma and you heal the most severe wounds, you will have some scars for your whole life. You will be not equally as functional in all aspects as someone would have been who did not go through a trauma. Let alone the fact that you will have to invest a lot of time and resources to even make that healing happen, because that is not that easy. Even if with the best techniques and systems, it is a huge investment that you have to make. And not everybody has access, and not everybody can make that investment. You're lucky if you are actually encountering someone who can really help you on the healing path. That still means there will be some things where you will be different. Yes, you will be, for example, more sensitive to certain things. You will be maybe a bit less functional in very specific areas. That is something that will be inevitable. But now the idea from the metaphor is that it's not only a deficit resulting out of this, but there is also these beautiful ornaments that make you you then. There's also something now different in a positive way. You will have acquired some abilities because of your path and your suffering, which you else would not have acquired. This can be abstract, this can be life choices. You might have entered a profession which you else would not have entered. So many people enter into social work or helping professions. They turn around the bad into something good. So if certain things wouldn't have happened to them, then they would probably not have done this. So turning the bad around and turning it into something good in life, this is really something beautiful in a way. And it could be more specific, that certain strategies that you learned during your healing process now allow you not only to heal, but also to build your life in a different way. And that is the idea of my concept up and up, where I say, well, the first up is for the healing, which is necessary. And the second up is for then to not stop. Therapy usually stops when you do not have a symptom anymore. Well, I know that sometimes, therapy keeps going and all this, but the basic idea of therapy is to get you back to baseline, to get you back functioning, and to treat you if you have symptoms, and that is the core idea. So the correction of a condition or of a deficit. But then what? because you lost so much time in your life, which if you weren't, for example, traumatized, you could have used to build your life. Some people live their life for decades in a traumatized state, cannot be as productive, cannot grow as fast. So all this time they cannot really grow, and then therapy happens, and if they're lucky, it's a good one and it works. But then they are standing there. Some things were corrected, but still they have lost all these decades. And here the second up from the up and up idea comes into play, which means not stopping to grow, but using the same techniques to keep going.